Bum, 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 bum. It's a rainy day out here. Not in Georgia, so it's not a rainy night in Georgia. Summer rain taps on my window. Dun, 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 dun. And it's California and it's raining, so every a-hole is out there driving fast. Because, yeah, that's what you should do when it rains. And then oh yeah, the rain causes all the oil to come up, and then your car slides. No, you're hydroplaning. Slow the fuck down. Every freaking time. There's gonna be accidents in this town, and this is probably when it's worse because this is not like the rain that's coming down today. It's like a misty rain. Okay, there's puddles. There's raindrops, but it's not a hard rain. So because of that in their minds, they're like, "Oh, this is not a problem. This 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 rain is not like pouring down, so I can drive faster," is what they're thinking. But it reminds me of like back in Ohio. Uh, Good morning, Nancy. When the worst black ice is when there's no snow. When there's no snow and you just don't realize it's there. That's you know when maybe you got a little bit of rain overnight, it cooled down, and now there's black ice on the road. And that's where you see, like, going over bridges, you'll see people lose it because, they don't see any ice on the road and there's no snow. And then they drive over the bridge, which is the first thing to freeze, and now their car is spinning out of control. I've seen that so many times. Hey, Joan. I Joan, I believe I saw a picture of your dog. So cute. That was really good. I'm just driving over to the park right now. Drop the little man off at school, and now it's a Friday. Friday, Friday, right? Driving in freezing rain. Some of these people are crazy. Like, I, you know, I've seen people like out here, pouring rain, like clearly, like large puddles that kick way up. And I remember I was going to turn on to 29 Palms Highway, which is the busiest road out here. And people were driving easily 60 miles per hour, which you shouldn't, the speed limit in that portion. You should not be driving over the speed limit when it's pouring rain like that. And a guy behind me is honking the horn because I didn't make a right hand turn in front of oncoming traffic, which I know damn well yeah, like this jackass. It's fucking raining and passing me. You're an idiot. It's 45 through here. I'm going 40 because of the conditions. And that guy is going over 45. It's like you are an idiot. Passing on the right too. In in a school zone too. That was the yeah. These people out here. And he's probably cussing me out. Andy, yeah, that was the dog's name. Cute dog. Little tongue sticking out. Mine does that. My cat does that more than my dog. Like, he'll be just sitting there with his tongue out, just he's my cat has been such a shithead. Oh my god. Just such a pain in the butt. Hey, Green Flamingo, good to see you. Yeah, I can't keep up too much with the chat. It's all gray and rainy out here. Got a little break in the clouds right now, but Yeah, like I'll show you guys well, if I can see the mountains. It's like misty at the top. Looks like Mordor. All these old people. I'm walking so I don't die. Oh, Mama Coop is here. All right. Is Coop here yet? This week has been so busy. I have not been able to watch much Georgie and Coop, and it really bothers me. It really bothers me. There we go. Ah, there. Good morning, memes a lot. These at names are so. I know that's channel meme. Actually, you know what you should do? You should take Andy's pic and send it to the Huffs because that dude is wearing a mask. Oh my God, there's the, so many weird people still out. But yeah, you should send Andy's picture to uh, the Huffs because they do the pet of the week. Andy would make it. Cute little dog. Glory when she gets groomed, she's all fluffy like that. Isn't that funny how like you'll talk to someone in like the groups and you'll know them by like their name or something, and then you come here onto YouTube and you see like their at name, and then like they'll do a short or something. You're like, oh, that's that person. You're in London right now. I've been to your city. Coffee going down good, isn't it? Wait a second. You're in London. It's tea time. Like, I understand you guys drink coffee in the mornings, but right now it should be time for tea. That was one thing I did when I was in the UK. My friend Michelle, we first met in Abu Dhabi, and we've been friends for over 10 years now. And hey Georgie, good to see you. We went to one of the homes in the National Trust. Also did the Tower of London, which was really cool. I recommend that to everyone. I'm a big history buff, but there's a lot of different things there. Um, the only thing it didn't creep me out until the end of the Tower of London tour when we were in like the lower levels. It didn't hit me right away that that was a dungeon because they had it all like lit up and nice, and like all of a sudden I'm like, wait, this was the dungeon. Oh, yeah, like people died down here. And that's where it hit me. That was the only creepy part. I did a dungeon tour at Warwick Castle too. But my friend, we went to one of the homes of the National Trust, and they had like this little coffee shop with like a little patio, and she was like, "No, you're in the UK. We're gonna have some tea." And you're a coffee drinker, rarely do tea. Yeah, okay. You're as they would say, you're one of those. I'm the same way though. I will drink tea occasionally, and I do have a teapot. I'm not like other Americans who put the put put a fill a coffee mug with water and put it in the microwave. I love that that pisses you guys off, even though that's not how I make tea. I actually have I've got a kettle, like an electric kettle, and I have a stovetop kettle. I like using the stovetop better, just because the the whistle lets you know when it's all done. But yeah, so she took me. She's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go for a proper tea time." And I was like, "Okay." And it was fun. It was fun. It was really nice. I like the English countryside. Very nice, and that's where they live. They live in the town of Rugby, where rugby was actually created. So it was really nice being there. This is my coffee right here. Um, I've been grinding my own coffee here lately, but yesterday I was at the store, so I got ground coffee. That's how you're in New York, or you're from New York? You're Megan Fox's stalker. Oh, I always get so Dwayne always sends me funny stuff, and I do enjoy it, Dwayne. But there's also another Dwayne that I get the two of you confused because you both spell it correctly. You both spell it the same, and but with that Dwayne, we've been trying to link up to have like lunch or dinner together, and I'll look forward to if. Oh, Georgie. I don't know if Georgie was here the other day. She's here now. Jem Baroque is coming to Vegas, so I think her and I are going to try to link up. I don't know if you're going to be able to come to Vegas. That'll be for New Year's. You've been in Tennessee for 6 years from New York. I just was talking to someone yesterday who reached out to me. They're moving here from Tennessee. Um, they are moving up to Big Bear, and they were asking me about it, and I was like, beautiful, one of my favorite cities in California, a place where I will go a couple times a year just because when I need to get away from the desert, I'll go up to Big Bear. Grind your beans fresh every morning. I don't grind them fresh every morning, but if I buy whole bean, I'll grind up like 2 or 3 days worth of coffee, and I'll keep it in the freezer. Um, I'll do that. Take a jug down to the prisoners in my dungeon. Um, I got to get back to the UK. We've been talking about it. I've been dragging my feet because my brother doesn't have his passport yet, and he wants to go to Scotland. And I'm like, dude, there's now a flight from it goes from Vegas to Birmingham, and my friends, you know, Rugby isn't far from Birmingham. In fact, they grew up in Birmingham, and they don't have the Brummie accent though. But my suggestion is, hey, let's go see them, and then we'll hop on the train and go to Scotland. You've never tried English tea? It's pretty good. Pretty good. It's definitely not Southern sweet tea. I love introducing people from the UK to Southern sweet tea. That one's like, they're like they're like, yeah, I've heard of iced tea, and I'm like, yeah, this is not iced tea. This is sweet tea. And then when they try it, they're like, oh, this is pretty good, but it's very sweet, very sweet. Like if you don't have a sweet tooth, you're probably not gonna like it. I like peach sweet tea. That's my favorite. I also like raspberry iced tea. I do like that too. I I have been drinking a lot more iced tea though. An American in Edinburgh, he said, having seen Scotland, he'd never go to England again. Um, I think that's why I like the English countryside. Like London was like it reminded me of big cities in the U.S. Like I did like a lot of the history stuff that I saw. I really enjoyed that. We did take the riverboat tour up the Thames. That was great. In fact, I used that in one of my silent intro. Well, it's called the silent intro. I just play music over it when I use it. But yeah, London just reminded me about another city. But the English countryside was great, and I can see how Scotland would be like that. Now, Edinburgh, I'm interested in seeing it because it's an older city. Um, hey, Darlene, good to see you. I like when you guys jump in. TC calling me a weirdo. Uh, yeah, I like seeing you guys. Like there, especially a lot of you regulars. I'm like, oh, look, it's so and so. Sweet tea with lime or lemon. I've never had it with lime. I've always done lemon. I'll try it with lime. Um, the Some of England's nice, but most English people are jackass. I mean, it's just like the U.S. Just like the U.S. Like when you're in the smaller towns, everybody is wonderful. You get in the cities, you'll run into jackasses. Yeah, that. You know what's funny, Greg, is there's a guy who I talk to almost every day. Um, his name is Don, and he lives. He's in Scotland. I think he might be in Edinburgh, and he works at a, like, uh, our equivalent. It's a convenience store. It's our equivalent to like a 7-Eleven. And across the border into England, into Scotland, it's like going from monochrome to glorious Technicolor. Well, yeah, you're gonna get the colors, but he's always pissed off at the people there who they're always playing the lottery, and they always come into his store, and he's like, they're asking me questions that they know the freaking answers to. He's like, they're not fooling me one bit, they're just trying to scam. And I like, he will sometimes post videos, and I find the Scottish accent is one of the hardest to understand, uh, at least for me. Scottish, and I also would sometimes have problems with South African accents. Um, a lot of the other English accents, no problem. Irish, no problem. I'm trying to think what other, um, Dutch. Dutch have an interesting accent when they speak English, but yeah, like he'll post these videos, and like the one reminded me, there was this really pretty girl I knew in Abu Dhabi. She ran, like like of the girls I was friends with, she ran in that circle. I knew her, but I wasn't that close to her. And very pretty girl, but could not understand a freaking word out of her mouth. I was like, I know that's English, but I'm lost. Uh, which, yeah, funny, just too funny. Hey, Colleen, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, he'll post videos of people coming in arguing with him in his convenience store up there. I think it's in Edinburgh. I'm trying to think, what are other big Scottish cities? We have a Twining accent, many versions of it. We have a Gaelic accent up in the Highlands. It's impossible to understand. Yeah, someone had a thing. It was a Scottish farmer, and they put, like, he was saying something to him, and they were recording. They were like, "Oh, okay," and they're like, "Can anyone translate what this guy said?" And like people in the comments, he said this. Uh, do a belly dance right now. Me? I'm in my car. Got my got my seatbelt on. When I used to work in safety, I'd come in, there'd always be safety emails, and those emails would always have either the funniest stuff or the most gruesome stuff. It was so weird coming in, and that was what greeted you, your morning of work, to start the day. Like, here's some guys doing really stupid shit, which was always funny. Or here's a decapitated body of a motorcycle driver who wasn't paying attention and went underneath a 18 wheeler. Can I rap music? No. Oh my God. Me freestyling would be. I was singing earlier. I was singing Johnny. Oh, what was his name? Summer Rain. Johnny Rivers. I didn't jump into it last night, but there's some people on TikTok who do like a Tuesday night talent show that I did go into the one day, and they asked me to sing, so I sang in there. Hey, Joan. I thought I said good morning to you, Joan. Oh wait, no, there's two Jones. That's why. That's why. And you both come up with the green background for me, so that's why. See, I'm not completely stupid. Not completely. I'm really worried. Bestie is very quiet this morning. Very quiet. And I think we should all be. She's she's planning something. I sent her a video the other day. It was another one of the women in prison. I was like, oh, I'm in trouble. That woman's like one state away. I can fix her. They've had here in the last couple days. They've had some pretty girls on there. Lots of red flags, but still very pretty girls. And the one is in Ohio. She could be my Ohio girlfriend. Bring her out on the parents' lake. Take her out on the boat. She's got a throat. I've got a boat. I show speed. No, I don't know them. I do. Uh, if you're talking about YouTube, I've been watching. Me and my brother love this guy, but I've been watching more of his stuff here recently. Oh, it's starting to rain again. His channel is called We're Gonna Lose. He just trolls people, primarily in NASCAR online. But he does it like me and my son. We were watching because he's been doing it in Helldivers here recently, which is the game my son's been playing. Prank your wife. I am not married anymore. But when I was married, my wife fucking hated when I pranked her. And my favorite was to go to like I remember we went into a Wendy's one day and I went up to the thing and I was like, "Hi, can I have a cheeseburger with a Big Mac and classic and a Coke and drink?" And like I'm like pretending I'm deaf doing sign language, and she was mortified. And she's like fucking pinching me like hard. And like the people are like, "Oh, sure, sure." They're just being so nice, sweet, and understanding. She's like, "I fucking hate it when you do this." And then, I get my ticket, and they're like, "We'll wave to you." And I'm like, "Okay, thank you." And I go sit down. She's like, "I am not going up there to get that food." And I'm like, "Okay." And like the food comes, and they're like, "Oh, sir, sir." And like I go up, I'm like, "Hey, thanks, I appreciate it." And the woman busts out laughing. And she was like, "I thought it was real." And my wife was so pissed. I used to do that to her. The other thing I used to do is like we'd go to like Target, okay? And I hate Target, but she loved it. And I'd be like, "Hey, you want me to drop you off up front, and then I'll go park so that way you don't have to go that far, and you can look at the dollar stuff right there." "Oh my God, that's so nice. Yes." And like I'd pull up to the front, and like she'd be getting out, and like right before she'd go to close the door, I'd go, "Get the hell out!" And she'd be closing the door. She'd be so embarrassed because everybody would look. Made it funny for me. And now I do that to my son. Oh my God. He finds it hilarious. He finds it hilarious. Like, I'll pull up. He's 15. Okay. So I can have fun with him now. Could not do this when he's younger, but when I pick him up from school and like him and all his friends are standing there, I'll pull up and I'll roll down the window and be like, "Hey, little boy, you want some candy?" And he laughs, just gets. People need to understand your country is screwed. Uh, I don't think. I mean, I don't think you know too much about the U.S. Then. And all these people who say the U.S. Oh, things have gotten worse. They always say shit like that. I did start. I did start watching a new show last night, Death by Lightning. Really good show about the election of 1880. Very good. Thank you, Rowdy. I appreciate that. Feel free to come back in here. Feel free to subscribe. Come in here. We have fun. I do some fun stuff sometimes. Um, yeah, I, on on our regular show that we do, which is the one I've been doing for a couple years now, Veteran Nation Live on the same channel. Uh, I do a couple fun segments, and one is Find Skipper Love, and we'll go through and look at women in prison who are looking for love. I I I understand I've got my mental issues and I have this tendency to gravitate towards broken women. Oh yeah, that one's a tough one for me. You can't fix them all. I can damn well try. I'm like Big Earn McCracken. If you've ever seen what movie is that? It's with Woody Harrelson. But Bill Murray plays a bowler, Bigger and McCracken. He's like, I'll be sponsoring a single mother in every city I'll be visiting this year. And he's like, when I saw this kid's like, Big Earn is always there to help me out. And he's like, of course, when I saw little Billy and his mom on TV, I couldn't help myself. You look like Loki's stepfather. Lawfrey, the ice giant. I'm I am a big nerd. Um, yeah, like I was into certain comic books growing up. Not all, certain ones. Any Batman comic book I loved. I always loved Batman. Um, I still have several Batman graphic novels. I really liked the X Men. That was my Marvel go to. Was that? Um, I also had a lot of like Tales. Jesus, all these birds. Do I have anything for them? Do I have any food? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Well, no, I'm not gonna give them the puppies food because there's a bunch of birds here. Um, I like feeding the crows. If you can befriend crows, they're very loyal. Oh God, I got people sending me pranks I can do to my son. Uh, that will be way too much fun. He's always, Dad, let's do a prank on so and so. Like, and now we've got Kelly. She's staying at the house right now. And do you like writing novels? Um, I haven't written novels. I have written some short stories over the years. I thought about writing a short story about an incident I had with a ghost as I was still a Marine on Quantico, and writing about the places I used to have to go. I thought about that only because those are cool places that I think people should check out and no one knows about them. A murder? Yeah, I'm not I'm not a I don't see myself as like a murder investigating guy. What are these things eating? I'm shocked I don't have like I did have food in here yesterday, but I took it out. I actually cleaned out the car. I do periodically clean out my car. Do you think crows like gum? Oh, you're saying a murder because it's a murder of crows. Um, well, there's only like three crows, and the rest are these little. They're not pigeons. They're smaller bird. They're gray. They, and the big one over there is a crow. So yeah, and as you can see, there's a couple crows over there. So yeah, I thought you were talking about a murder book. Have you read the book of Ed Gein? I've not read a book about Ed Gein, but I knew about Ed Gein years ago. Ed Gein used to write letters to the parents of his victims and thank them for raising such tasty children. Like now, people are discovering Ed Gein. Ed Gein he was the basis for many serial killers like Hannibal Lecter, and who else did they? And this is where I get frustrated. Like there was a movie called The Strangers a few years ago, and they were like, it's based upon a true story. Um, yeah, the story that they based it off of was the Manson family. And the thing is, if you watch The Strangers, it's nothing like the Manson family. Like, I'm sure, they added based upon a true story just to get people to watch it. Um, but Ed Gein, yeah, Ed Gein is a very interesting one. A lot of characters were, but if you're going to read about him and what he actually did, you need to be able to deal with reading some horrific stuff because he really did some horrific stuff. Um, that him, probably the most interesting ones are him and H. Holmes. H. Holmes ran the murder hotel, which actually had a murder maze inside of it. So those are the most interesting ones. You see, when I've seen a lot of stories based off of H. Holmes for that reason. Um, yeah, they say Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like what Gain was actually doing is nothing like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like they took the whole thing of, okay, yeah, he would dissect people, he would eat them, he would wear their skin sometimes. That's what they took from Texas. That's what Texas Chainsaw Massacre took. But if you watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it is, and then you read what Ed Gein, you're like, okay, there's actually not a lot of parallels. It's not based off of one or the other. I forget the one woman though who was a serial killer who was she would write to people to convince them to send her their children, and they would send money, and she had long killed their kids. I forget that woman's name, but she lived in like Kansas, Missouri, that area. She was a real piece of shit too. Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, Ed Gein did some stuff that inspired Hannibal Lecter, but he wasn't the genius that Hannibal Lecter is. And that's where people who think oh, Hannibal Lecter was based off. Yeah, but also no. Like Hannibal Lecter, way more interesting than actual Ed Gein, I think. I am interested in Ed Gein from a historical perspective. I want to know what he actually did. But as far as entertainment value, um, the Hannibal Lecter books, um, way more, way more interesting. And I actually like Manhunter, the movie, better than Red Dragon. Both based off the same book. It was and that came out before Silence of the Lambs. In fact, what's his name played Hannibal Lecter, another English actor. Brian, trying to think his name, Brian something. Famous actor. And that's people are like, oh, we're getting worse as a society because serial killers. You do realize, no, like serial killers used to have jobs. We had like things like executioner, where you could find a sociopath who could absolutely blend in with society. This is the problem I have with, the military. Sociopaths, they look to join the military. They want to kill people or do horrific things to people. Um, and as an officer, you have to know that, and you have to look for that. Um, I am going to end this because I've actually got to go right in here and pick up my buddy. We're gonna head on to base. Just charging there some PA for killing old people. Yeah, oh yeah. I think that is way more prevalent than people know. Um, I think there's a lot of serial killers hiding in plain sight in our medical fields. Absolutely, I do. I forget what show. Oh, the show Evil actually had an episode about that. And yeah, I think they're going to start getting caught more, you have more pranks. We're s- I, send me all the pranks, and especially if they're those I can do with my son. We were talking about prank phone calls last night, and we had fun. All right, guys, I'm gonna get going. Thank you all for being here. Like, subscribe, share this out, all that great stuff. I do appreciate it. Thank you for all your